Can you hear me in the back?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Good start. Okay. Jesus comes to Martha and Mary's house. Mary sits in rapt attention at Jesus' feet. Martha's busy pulling together everything else. This is one of the New Testament scriptures that has fired the Christian imagination over the millennia. Into this story, people for 2,000 years, and myself even today, and maybe you today, have poured all your cultural assumptions, gender expectations, your proper places in the church, the theories of depth, psychology, and our own psychological projections into this story. For instance, in the 3rd and 4th centuries, when men and women were fleeing the churches of the Roman Empire to become monks and nuns, are these two sisters two ways to be a Christian disciple: the doers and the prayers. Those who lead an active life in the world, those who pull away from the world and have a contemplative life. Are these sisters a sign of that? Or, later on, are these sisters the Benedictine monastic ideal of the balance of a healthy spiritual life between work and prayer? Yeah, okay, it goes. Or are these sisters locked in an age-old Freudian battle between an indifferent, selfish sister who leaves all the work to her compliant other sister, a type of Cinderella and wicked stepsister in reverse? Or are these sisters, thank you, or are these sisters people without proper boundaries? Are these sisters in need of a fierce conversation with one another? Does one sister need to compulsively work while the other is happy to let her do all the work she needs to do, disregarding the rebuke that always comes her way because she knows her sister won't let her do anything anyway? Or finally, is any criticism of Martha by Jesus or anyone else not an injustice to all women who have done all the background work of the church fellowship and ritual since the upper room in Holy Week? Clearly, this story has struck a Christian nerve for 2,000 years. Now, I've been particularly struck by a comment by a commentator on the Gospel of Luke, John Noland, in his Word Biblical Commentary. He had something fresh to my ears to say, and he said this: in contrast to Mary's submissive attention to submissive attention to hearing Jesus' words, Martha demands Jesus do something for her and tells him what to say. I'll say that again because I messed it up. In contrast to Mary's submissive attention to hearing Jesus' word, Martha demands Jesus do something for her and tells him what to say. So, Mary then is that part of each of us that is teachable and malleable and willing. Mary is that part of us that can say and mean it, God, thy will be done, because the Lord's Prayer comes right next in the Gospel of Luke from this. I mean, just right next to it. Mary is that part of us that is capable of awe and wonder and love and praise and egolessness. Martha is that part of us that gets easily distracted from such Christian tasks. I can't become Christ-like because I'm too busy to study, to pray, or even to come to church. Man, my schedule is full. Have I told you how busy I am? Martha is that part of us that does demand that God do something for us or else. Martha is that part of us where our little egos, our little idols, if we don't get what we want, we walk. So thy will be done. Perhaps the most difficult and demanding phrase of the entire Christian endeavor. At least for me this morning it is. Thy will be done. You know, some later manuscripts of the New Testament say that Jesus' sweat was like blood dropping to the ground when he contemplated this very will of God for him in the Garden of Gethsemane. Nikos Kazantzakis got it right in his novel, The Last Temptation of Christ, where Jesus is on the cross imagining the life he could have had. Marriage to Mary Magdalene, a good career as a builder, children, grandchildren, weddings, laughter, and pious study in his old age. Instead, there he is staked out naked in the sunshine in agony for all the world to see. Gulp, thy will be done. I might rethink that when I'm asked to say it. So Martha, you go, girl. You embody my hesitancy to give myself to the will of God. Thank you very much for reminding me of that, Martha. And Mary, you go, girl, too, because you're showing us that we are capable of any spiritual development if we will but allow ourselves to go there. Mary and Martha, you are us, and